Welcome to KnowledgeNest. I'm your host. This is a place where wisdom takes flight. We all have that inner child within us who's curious about everything. Why is the sky blue? Why do birds fly? Why do we need to learn? Because learning is like a superpower that lets you explore the world around you and understand how things work. And when you understand things, you become wise. And wisdom is the superpower that all of us inner children are seeking. So sit back, open your mind, and get ready to learn. You can learn about anything and everything. Just ask your questions, and we'll find the answers together. This is an open book, a world of knowledge waiting for you to discover it. So spread your wings and fly high, little knowledge seeker, because here in KnowledgeNest we believe that everyone can be wise. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every one of us carries mistakes. Some are visible, some hidden deep inside. But we spend so much time punishing ourselves for what went wrong that we forget to move forward. Forgiveness is not just about others. It begins with you. When you forgive yourself, you release the heavy burden of guilt. Only then can you walk freely toward who you are meant to become. There are three powerful forces that hold people back from achieving their dreams: fear of failure, fear of success, and most surprisingly, fear of letting go. We cling tightly to our mistakes, convinced that if we let go, we'll lose something important. But what if, instead of losing something, we gain everything? What if the act of forgiveness sets us free to become who we were meant to be? Years ago, I stumbled upon a quote that changed my perspective on everything. It reads, "The past is never dead, it's not even past." At first, I thought it was just a poetic way of saying that the past stays with us. But as I've reflected on those words over the years, I've realized there's something more there. The past isn't just a memory or a lesson, it's an opportunity. You see, every challenge we've faced, every mistake we've made, every scar we've earned, these are not burdens to be carried, but badges to be worn. They are the proof of our battles, the testament to our strength. If life is a game, and it often feels like one, then these experiences are our power-ups, making us stronger, wiser, more resilient. The real question is, will we use them or let them go to waste? The truth is, we have the power to choose. We can either hold on to the past and let it define us, or we can embrace it, learn from it, and move forward. Because here's the beautiful thing. While our experiences may define who we were, they don't have to dictate who we are or who we become. Think about it. Every mistake, every setback is a chance to grow, to learn, to become more than we were before. And every scar, well, that's just a reminder that we survived. And in the survival, we discovered something new about ourselves, something that makes us who we are meant to be. So let's not fear the mistakes or the scars. Let's embrace them, learn from them, and move forward. Because as we do, we discover who we truly are. We find our strength, our resilience, our capacity to love and to keep going. And most importantly, we find our freedom. So my friends, I encourage you to forgive yourself. Let go of the past and embrace the amazing person you are meant to be. The world needs your unique gifts and talents. Don't hold back. Go after your dreams and don't be afraid to fail. Failure is just another excuse to learn and grow. Success is not the end, it's the journey. And the journey is yours to create. So go out there and create it. The past is in the past. Now is the time to create a new future. Are you ready? You are not broken. You are not a failure. You are not worthless. There's a story about a pot. It had a small hole or a crack in it. Because of that crack, it started to lose its balance. It started to feel like it wasn't good enough. The pot believed it was useless, so it hid in the corner of the shelf, in the cupboard, wherever it could, trying to be as invisible as possible. One day, some seeds fell into the crack of the pot. Now, seeds need water to grow. Normally, when it rains, water flows away from the roots of the plant. But in this case, because of the crack in the pot, the water stayed right there in the crack. The seeds began to sprout. They grew and grew until they became beautiful flowers. The pot couldn't believe it. It thought it was worthless, but its very flaw, its crack, had become its greatest strength. It had become the reason for beauty to grow. Think about it. What you think is your weakness may actually be your hidden strength. What you think is your flaw may actually be the reason someone else feels loved. the reason someone else feels less alone, the reason someone else can be themselves around you, the reason someone else can smile. Never underestimate the power of your flaws, your imperfections. They may be the reason for someone else's perfection, their happiness, their growth. I know you're going through a tough time right now. I know things seem really difficult, but please don't give up. Please don't let go. You are stronger than you think. You are more loved than you know, and you will get through this. Just hold on to hope. This is an old Buddhist story. There was a farmer who had a horse. The horse escaped. The farmer was sad. His friend said, "Hey, look on the bright side. At least you weren't riding that horse when it escaped. If you were, you would have fallen and broken your leg." The farmer said, "That's true, but I wasn't riding that horse. I was leading it. And if I hadn't been, I wouldn't have known that it was strong enough to pull my cart." In other words, if he had been focusing on just one aspect of his life, his horse, he would never have known his horse's true potential. So whatever you're going through right now, even if it seems really painful and difficult, please know that there is a reason. You're being tested, you're being strengthened, you're being prepared for something better. Just hold on. Hope is all you need. There's a common saying, strive for perfection. We often chase perfection, perfect looks, perfect careers, perfect lives. But here's the irony. Perfection is cold. It does not connect with people. What connects us to people is honesty, struggle, humanity. It's not your polished image that inspires people. It's your scars. Think about the heroes that you admire, the role models you look up to. Are they perfect? No. They're just real people who have faced challenges, who have overcome obstacles, who have made mistakes, and, yes, have scars. That's what makes them relatable. Their imperfections. That's what allows us to connect with them, to see ourselves in them, to be inspired by them. We all want to be admired, respected, celebrated, and we think that if we only had that perfect body, that perfect job, that perfect life, then people would finally see us, finally appreciate us. But it's your struggles, your imperfections, that make you beautiful, that make you interesting, that make you admirable. It's your scars that tell the story of your resilience, of your strength, of who you are. So don't be afraid to show your scars. Don't be afraid to be yourself. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs real people. People like you. I read this quote and I thought it was so profound and so true. It really resonated with me because I think that we often forget this in our pursuit of success, in our desire to be admired. We often forget to just be ourselves. We put on a facade. We pretend to be something or someone we're not, whether it's in our personal lives or in our professional lives. We try to create this perfect image of ourselves, but in doing so, we disconnect from people. We disconnect from our own humanity. So I wanted to share this quote with you as a reminder to just be yourself. Your flaws, your imperfections, are what make you beautiful. They're what make you unique. So don't be afraid to show your scars. Don't be afraid to be yourself. The world needs real people like you. You know, we live in a world today where people often judge quickly. They might only see your flaws, your failures, your losses, but what they cannot see is the hidden impact of your journey. There's a beautiful story about a broken pot. There was a large pot, and it had a small hole in it. And every time it would fill up with water, the water would trickle out. And so the pot thought to itself, I am wasting water. I'm not able to hold on to water. I'm not useful. I'm not good enough. But the pot didn't realize that along the path where the water was trickling out, seeds were being watered and life was being created. And at the end of the day, the pot's purpose was not to hold on to water, but to give life to the dry and thirsty land along its path. You see, we often get caught up in our own journey, our own struggles, our own losses, our own failures, and we start to think that we are not good enough, that we are not enough. But maybe, just maybe, your purpose is not to hold on to things, but to let go, and to allow those things to flow out to the people around you, to the world around you. You see, the truth is your worth is not decided by other people's eyes. It is measured by the unseen good that flows from your life. And often when we think we are wasting water, when we think we are wasting our time, our energy, our efforts, our resources, our money, whatever it is that we think we are wasting, there's always something good happening as a result of that. There's always some kind of a positive impact that we don't see because we are too focused on our own journey, our own path, our own struggles. So take a moment today to pause and reflect. Are you wasting water? Are you wasting your time? Are you wasting your talents? Are you wasting your gifts? Are you wasting your efforts? Maybe you're not. Maybe you are creating life along the path. Maybe the water that you think you are wasting is actually giving life to something beautiful that you can't yet see. So don't be so quick to judge yourself. Don't be so quick to think that you are not good enough or that you are wasting your time. Because the truth is, you never know what kind of an impact you might be having on the people around you. And that's all I have for you today. Until next time, remember you matter, you make a difference. And the world is a better place because of your efforts. Even if you don't see it, even if nobody else sees it, it doesn't matter. What matters is the impact that you are having. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually service. Your tears may water someone else's courage. Your pain may give strength to a friend. Your struggle may inspire someone who is watching quietly. Nothing is wasted, not even your flaws. Every crack serves a purpose. I know it doesn't feel that way when you're in the middle of it. When you're pouring your heart out and getting nothing back, it can feel like you're losing your mind, like you're drowning in a sea of misery and no one is coming to save you. But I promise you, there is a reason for everything. A season for everything, even the bad stuff. It's not always easy to see when you're in the middle of it, but I'm going to try to show you. You are not defined by your pain. You are not limited by your scars. You are not broken because of your struggles. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You are stronger because of it. More resilient, more compassionate, more wise, more understanding. Think about it. If you've never experienced loss, how would you know what it feels like to have something precious taken away from you? If you've never suffered, how would you know what it feels like to be in excruciating pain? If you've never struggled, how would you know what it feels like to feel like you're drowning in a sea of misery? The truth is, we need both. We need the light and the dark, the highs and the lows, the pain and the suffering. Because it's in the suffering that we find empathy. It's in the scars that we find strength. It's in the loss that we find gratitude. So the next time you're going through something difficult, something that feels like it's too much to bear, remember that you're not alone. There is a reason for everything, a season for everything, even the bad stuff. Because it's in the bad stuff where we find the strength to help others, the compassion to understand those who are suffering, the wisdom to guide those who are lost, the resilience to pick ourselves up and start again. You are not broken because of your struggles. You are stronger because of it. More resilient, more compassionate, more wise, more understanding. So don't waste your pain. Don't waste your scars. Don't waste your struggles. Let them make you who you were meant to be. A warrior with a heart of gold. A survivor with a story to tell. A beacon of hope for those who are still suffering. There was a time when everything was perfect. You know that story of the two pots, the perfect pot and the broken pot? So there were two pots. One was perfect. It didn't have a single crack. The other pot had many, many cracks. The perfect pot was given water. It carried the water on its head without a single drop spilling. The broken pot was also given water. As it walked along the path, the water started seeping out of the cracks. The water spilled, it fell, it leaked. And those very drops of water that fell from the cracks sprouted into beautiful flowers. At the end of the path, the perfect pot reached the destination with all the water intact. No cracks, no damage. But the broken pot, oh my goodness, the flowers were in full bloom. Each color, each shape, each size, a testament to the beauty that can come from brokenness. Each pot had a role. Each had a purpose. Each had value. And I thought about this for a long time. We do the same thing. We compare our cracks to their perfection and we think, oh, why am I not perfect? Why am I not whole? Why am I not complete? Stop it right there. Stop comparing your cracks to someone else's perfection, because your cracks may do something their perfection never could. I had a professor in college who used to tell us, don't hide your scars. Your scars are your story. They're what make you who you are. Don't try to cover up. Be proud of them. And I thought that was the most arrogant thing. I was like, fuck that guy. Why would I ever want to talk about my problems? Who cares about my problems? And so I spent most of my life doing exactly that, trying to cover up, trying to pretend like everything was fine, putting on a really nice, pretty face for everybody else. It was then until I got sober that I realized how much of a blessing it was to have a professor like him who was telling me exactly what I needed to hear, even though I didn't want to hear it at the time, because when we hide our cracks, we're also hiding our strength. We're hiding the things that make us uniquely us. We're hiding our scars. We're hiding our struggles. We're hiding our weaknesses. But those are the things that give us the ability to connect with other people. So instead of hiding your cracks, use them. Use your story to encourage. Use your struggle to help. Use your kindness to heal. The world doesn't need you to be flawless. It needs you to be brave enough to turn weakness into service. So many of us spend so much of our lives trying to be perfect, trying to be flawless, trying to do everything right, trying to say the right things, trying to look a certain way, trying to act a certain way. But when we do that, we lose ourselves. I don't want you to lose yourself. I don't want you to waste your time trying to be something that you're not. I want you to embrace what makes you uniquely you. I want you to talk about your struggles. I want you to talk about your scars. I want you to encourage other people with your story. Help someone else who's going through something similar. Heal someone else's pain with your kindness. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs strong people. Strong people who are brave enough to be weak. Brave enough to show up and be vulnerable. Brave enough to let other people see their cracks, because that's where the strength is. That's where the healing is. That's where the connection is. So don't try to hide your cracks. Embrace them. Let them bleed. Let them heal. And then let them become the thing that makes you the most powerful person in any room. You are more than your scars. You are more than your weaknesses. You are more than your mistakes. You are more than your struggles. But your scars, your weaknesses, your mistakes, your struggles, they're what make you uniquely you. And if you try to hide them, you're not going to be able to connect with other people. And if you can't connect with other people, you're never going to be able to help other people. And if you can't help other people, you're wasting your time here on this earth. So find your purpose. Find your passion. Find your reason for being here. Find your strength. Find your power. Find your voice. And then use it. Use it to help other people. Use it to make a difference. Use it to change the world. Because the world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be real. It needs you to be raw. It needs you to be authentic. It needs you to be you. You know what's so fascinating about human beings? We spend the first 20 or 30 years of our lives trying to become who we think we should be, trying to mold ourselves into the image of perfection that we have in our minds. And then we spend the next 20 or 30 years desperately trying to hold on to that perfection, trying to maintain this illusion of flawlessness that we've created. But here's the irony. The more we try to hold on to it, the more we realize we're slipping away. The irony is that in our quest for perfection, we actually end up losing ourselves. We lose our authenticity. We lose our sense of humor. We lose our compassion. We lose our empathy. We lose our kindness. We lose everything that makes us uniquely human. And then one day we wake up and we realize that the only way to stop the slipping, the only way to find our way back, is to let go. To let go of the need to be perfect. To let go of the need to be flawless. To let go of the need to be someone other than who we are. And here's what happens when we do. When we finally accept who we are, flaws and all, we stop fighting ourselves. We stop running from our cracks, and instead we allow them to bloom into beauty. We discover that our imperfections are not flaws, they're strengths. They're what make us uniquely us. And in accepting them, in embracing them, we find our freedom. We find our true selves. We find our peace. Forgiveness is the soil, acceptance is the seed. And from both grows the garden of peace. I want you to say that again. Forgiveness is the soil, acceptance is the seed, and from both grows the garden of peace. We can't accept ourselves without first forgiving ourselves. We can't forgive ourselves without first accepting ourselves. They're two sides of the same coin. They're two parts of the same soul. They're two notes in the same song. They're two colors in the same painting. They're two flavors in the same dish. They're two faces of the same reality. When we try to deny or reject one, we end up denying or rejecting the other. So if we want peace, if we want acceptance, If we want forgiveness, we have to start with ourselves. We have to learn to accept ourselves, to forgive ourselves, and in doing so, set ourselves free. Thanks for watching Knowledge Nest. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Stay connected for more life-changing lessons. See you in the next story.